Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephanie. Thank you so much for being here today. We didn't do a video this weekend because I was feeling kind of under the weather, but I'm back now. I'm back in action. It's Tuesday. It's actually the 4th of July. We're off today, so I'm going to do a couple things in the kitchen and bring you along with me. But first, we have to go pick some zucchini. I think I should have brought a basket to carry these in. There's 3 right here on this plant, so I'll have to look around and see if there are any more we need to get in. Alright y'all, so we're back inside. I got 4 nice size zucchini. I don't know that they should have waited until tomorrow to pick, but probably could have waited until this evening and they would have been just a wee bit bigger. But they're still good size zucchini. We are going to, I have this one got kind of big. I've already started cutting the ends off of it. We are going to shred. There's a phone ringing, hang on. Okay, so we're back and we've got our zucchini here. We're going to shred this because the recipe that we're making today, which is a zucchini brownie recipe, I'll link that recipe down below. It's by I Am Baker and it's delicious. Deanna sent it to me last year and I started making these and I made them several times. We love them. I need 3 cups of shredded zucchini. If I have extra, it's okay because I dehydrated. We had 2 zucchini that got really overly big. And you know, they're not as good to eat when they're that big, but I shredded these and dehydrated them. So if we have any extra left over, I'll throw those in the dehydrator too. But now I have this to throw into soup, sauces, whatever. We got some extra. I have some half-gallon glass jars and my goal is to be able to fill one of those up. If we don't use all of it, for us, in the summertime or in the wintertime and early spring, if we had chickens like we did this year, we had the baby chicks that couldn't get out because of the fox. Ooh, hang on. Sorry, there's a lot of in and out traffic with these dogs today. But anyway, so if we have chickens that can't get out and get some fresh greens in their diet, if we have some left over, or even if I don't have some left over, I don't care. I can rehydrate this and give it to the chickens, and that'll be a nice burst of green for them when the winter comes. So all we're gonna do is on this real big one, my poor Bindi, my blue heeler, she's been outside playing frisbee and she is panting like mad. On this one, you can see this is a lot of seed and not a lot of fruit, so we're gonna cut a lot of that out. Now I'm not gonna cut the peeling out off of this at all, but I'll show you. Let me bring the camera down and show you what it looks like the way I'm gonna cut this. So all we're going to do here on these really big pieces is I'm going to just quarter them, and all I'll do here is just run my knife down the middle. Now I didn't get all of it. You can kind of see there's some seeds still in there. I'm not worried about it. We just want to get the bulk of that out of there. That's not going to add a lot of nutrition. And we're going to cut these out, and then I'll get them buzzed up with the food processor here. And like I said, we just need 3 cups to get this recipe started. I wanted to show you guys again how cool this mixer or this food processor is. It's a KitchenAid brand. I got it on the QVC. I had a different model and it had buttons that you had to push, but it was really difficult to push those buttons when you had like wet hands from working with things like zucchini. It was really hard to get those buttons pushed. Also, to get this on and off, there's no twist and locking or anything. It lifts right off and all the attachments store inside of it. The only thing that I can't do is I can't store it with the lid on because it won't fit underneath my cabinets, but that's okay. I just keep it in the cabinet directly underneath. This is a dicing blade that we've used. I don't think we've used that together before, but then the rest of it all just lifts out, and put this all together. I used this just a couple days ago. That just lifts in there. We are going to need a fine shred, so I want to make sure that I have my disc on the fine shred top, or the fine shred facing up. All this other stuff I'm going to set behind me here. And as I've mentioned before, this does have a lid that fits on it, so if I were shredding things and I didn't need to, like if I get more than 3 cups worth after what we get out of here and I don't want to deal with it right this second, it's fine. I can put the lid on, throw it in the fridge, and it'll be ready for me when we are ready to use it. But again, I don't need that right now. I have lost this little center plunger that goes in here. I'm sure I've stuck it somewhere and just forgotten what it was for. So that's real fun. But we just latch that lid on there. It's ready to go. And we can start buzzing up some zucchini. It's not plugged in. It's that easy. It's that fast. It's so good. I love this thing. I'm not going to make you guys listen to a food processor, but I'm going to get the rest of this zucchini shredded up, and then we'll start making these brownies. I do want to show you one more thing. I've just started cutting up this smaller zucchini, and you can see that there is more fruit before we get to the seed. There is more of the actual vegetable on this one. This inside is pretty firm. It's not soft or mushy, so I'm probably just going to leave that in there. It's not going to hurt anything, and with this being so small, it's not going to like negatively affect the flavor or anything like that. So we're just going to leave that whole and finish getting this done. Finish getting this shredded. Gracious. I had to go print out the recipe because I always use it. I always look at it on my phone, and my phone is hooked up to the camera. So there we go. So I've got the recipe. What we're going to do is we are going to combine oil, sugar, and vanilla until fully incorporated. So we need a half a cup of vegetable oil. Let me bring you down here so you can see what I'm doing. Now, this measuring cup has almost all the measurements worn off on it. I can barely see it if I get it in the light. Just right. I kind of made a mess there. There we go. We're not stressing over this too much. Half a cup of vegetable oil. 1.5 cups of sugar. Ooh, I need more measuring scoops. Hang on. I was keeping a 1 cup measurer in all my containers, or trying to, and I didn't. So we need 1.5 cups. This is a half cup measuring scoop. So we'll do 3 of these. And 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I'm not going to measure that. There we go. We're going to mix this until fully incorporated. This is the first time I've got to use my new Danish whisk that I bought. I should have had these ingredients measured out before I started this, but I was just in such a hurry. I was excited to get to do something, to feel like doing something. I think that looks pretty good. We are going to add in flour, cocoa, baking soda, and salt. Mix until combined, and batter will be very dry. That's not an exaggeration. This is going to be super dry. You're going to think I've lost my mind. Let's get sugar put up. And 2 cups of flour. There's 1. And 2. It wouldn't be baking if I didn't get it everywhere, would it? Let's see, I need another half cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, which we have here, and half a cup of cocoa powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I am going to measure those, so let me get a measuring spoon. Alright, so we're going to that in. That's a half cup. We need our baking soda. 1.5 teaspoons. I have a 1/2 teaspoon measure, so we're going to go in with 3 of these. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Let me get some salt. I feel really disorganized with you guys today. I think it's just because I know the liquid is coming out of this zucchini and I don't want it to go to waste. All right, so we're going to mix this up. And this is going to be a really firm batter. You're going to think that it's not working. I'll show you what it looks like once we get this all combined. All right, I've got this pretty well combined here, but you can see that if you're expecting a batter, that's not what this is. It's very powdery and loose. Don't worry. We're going to go in with our 3 cups of zucchini. I have to get the shredding blade out of here, so I'm going to take this over to the sink and we'll show you what it looks like when I've got the 3 cups of zucchini added in here. Okay, we have the zucchini in. This is the last step aside from some chocolate chips, and I think I'm going to add some caramel. Deanna had made these the other day, which reminded me I wanted to make them. I actually had intended to make them this past weekend, but like I said, I just wasn't feeling great. But she had made it, and she had like some leftover, a sweet dip that she had put in hers. So obviously I thought I needed to put something extra in mine. She's a really good baker, my friend Deanna. She's a very talented baker, and I am not. But being friends with her has helped me feel more confident to do more in the baking department. So this is, it's tough. You gotta really work at it to get this all combined in here. If you're working it and it does still seem a little dry, walk away for about 5 minutes. That's on, is that on the recipe or? Yeah, it says fold zucchini in by hand, allow batter to rest for 5 minutes. That's when we're going to really see a difference, and it's going to look more like a batter. But you can see it's coming together already. It says after you add your chocolate chips that it should appear more wet. If not, let it rest for another 5 minutes and stir again. But I don't think we're going to have to do that today. This looks really good. All right. We're going to let it set for 5 minutes, and then we're coming back in with chocolate chips, which we all know is the best part of this. While we're waiting 5 minutes for this batter to kind of set, I bought some Werther's Original salted caramel cream caramels. I really wanted just like the craft squares, but I was at the Dollar General and they didn't have any. So while we're waiting for the 5 minutes to lapse, we're going to unwrap some of these caramels. I'm going to do 2 packages. I bought 3, but we'll unwrap 2 and see if that looks like enough to kind of spread over the top. These are kind of wide. I bet I could cut these in half and get more. Let's just see what it looks like. We got the caramels all done. This has been sitting, it's been a little more than 5 minutes, but you can see how much more like a batter this resembles now. That's about it. We're going to fold in our chocolate chips. Now look, if you two are willing to lie to yourself and say that brownies made with zucchini are healthy, give me a hands up emoji down below, because this is my second summer of telling myself that fib, and I'm a-okay with it. We're going to just get these worked in here. I like the Nestle brand, just some semi-sweet morsels. They're delicious. With one bag you can get two, you can make 2 of these. I still had some left over from last year. I had cut the bag, used what I needed, and then I closed it with my food saver. I just ate that one chocolate chip. It was delicious. Our oven we have preheating to 350. With my oven, I have it preheated to 360 because it's a little on the cool side. And yeah, we're gonna, I've greased our pan. We're gonna get this poured in here. And then I got all of our caramels ready to go. I always think this is the most cumbersome part of when you're cooking and you've got a giant bowl that's full of goodies and you got to scrape it out. I always think this is the most awkward part of it. And especially me trying to do it where you guys can see it too. Whew, just fling that chocolate anywhere. I was going to stick that in the measuring cup and it won't fit. Oh, my stars. Okay, let's get this done. Look how yummy this looks. And honestly, you or your kids, you're going to want to lick the spoon on this. You're going to want to be able to clean out the bowl on it. It tastes delicious. It's just a really delicious brownie recipe. So don't let this zucchini in here fool you. It's not healthy, but we don't have to admit that. This is just a really nice way to just use up some of those summer vegetables. And also, I think it's just a nice way to get more vegetables into your diet. Are you eating it with chocolate and chocolate chips? Yep. But it's still more vegetables than maybe you would be eating. I was going to lay these all out nice and neat and evenly distributed, but oh, I sacrificed one. There's no dogs in right now. They're all outside, so I'll just throw that one away. But yeah, I think these caramels are going to be a nice, yummy addition. You could do pecans or walnuts on here, whatever. I'm going to get these in the oven. These are going to bake for 25 to 35 minutes. Brownies are done when an inserted toothpick is removed with crumbs, but there should not be wet batter on the toothpick. So we're going to get this in the oven, clean up our mess, and see what else we can get into. Okay, the next thing that I want to try to do, I've unearthed this from this pantry cabinet, and it's this vegetable sheet cutter from KitchenAid. It goes onto the front of the stand mixer, and you can make like sheets of vegetables. You can see there. So I tried to do this once before. Bring you up here, tell you all about it. So I tried to do this once before, and I sliced the zucchini on there, and I tried to dehydrate it because, let me back up. Whew, gracious. Hold on, everybody's coming back in. So I had tried to make some lasagna with zucchini noodles instead of traditional lasagna noodles. It worked fine. It tasted outstanding. Tasted great. But it was so soupy. I made a bunch. I made like 4 or 5 of them. And I made some with ground beef, some with ground beef and chicken, whatever. We froze them and had those for when we just needed an easy dinner. We could pull those out like the day before and have them. And they tasted great, but honestly, with all of the moisture from the zucchini, it was like lasagna soup. So we don't want to do that this time. I tried to dehydrate them, and I just put them on. At that point, I didn't have my Nesco dehydrator. I had just the Ninja Foodie, and I was just laying them straight on a metal rack. But I think now that I can use this noodle as a guide for how wide I need to cut mine, and I can I think I can put them on those silicone screens that I have on there, and it's not going to stick. I think I'm going to be able to dehydrate lasagna noodles, lasagna zoodles. We're going to try it and see. I got this zucchini. It was the most even and straight one that I could find. So we're going to try it with that. I'm going to get this all set up on the mixer, and then we'll start cutting sheets out of this. We'll see what it does. First of all, I don't have this attachment hooked up right yet, but I'm going to go ahead and measure off how much I need. So I'm literally just going to put this lasagna noodle on the edge. I'm going to roll it here. Woo. And I'm going to cut off just a little bit more than that to start. That's not even a straight cut. That could be a problem, but it's good. It's good. It's been so long since I've used this thing. I'm struggling to remember what order I put things in. I don't know that I've ever put this part in there. I'm not going to use that. I don't know. I feel like I should. That's not right. I don't remember how this goes together. I'm gonna have to look at it real quick. All right, we've got another one on and ready to go. Oh, let's get that off of the blade. It's just some fruit from the last one that we did. And like I said, I'm probably not going to use these that are just mostly skin. But once it smooths that out, it starts making that nice sheet, we're going to set the dehydrator up and see how that goes. I have one more zucchini. We might as well do it too. I won't make you guys watch that. I'll just get that last zucchini done, and then we'll see what we can do as far as getting these on dehydrator sheets. I couldn't do this last piece because it curved too much when I got it in here. There really was no way to even get the skewer through it. If I tried to skewer it, oh, you can see it's not even going in there. That looks kind of bad, but anyway, it's just too curved to use it. So this is our plate of lasagna noodles. So what we're gonna do is, I think I'm gonna cut these up first and then get the dehydrator set up. I don't know, we're gonna see. I want y'all to know I just opened that oven to check on the brownies because evidently my timer didn't set. And it smells amazing. Okay, so let's move you down. I don't know if you can tell, but there are some seeds in this. I'm not going to worry about it. These are going to shrink up a little bit as they dehydrate. So I'm going to use this lasagna noodle as a guide, and I'm going to go a little bit wider. And that's how we're going to slice this up. I'm out of space. This is crazy. Let me see what else I can find. Oh, let me just get a dehydrator tray and I'll start arranging these over here on the dehydrator tray while those can go there for now. Let me do that. Let me make a little bit of room. On these dehydrator sheets, I literally just took this jar of zucchini off of there this morning, so I'm not going to worry about washing these because it just had zucchini on it. But you can see I've got these silicone liners on there. That just helps it from any real small particles falling through. But I think I got stuff everywhere, man. This is a cramped space. Okay, that's a little better. So all I'm going to do is just start laying these on here. I don't know 100% if this is going to work. If it doesn't work, it's still okay. I mean, it's still zucchini. I can still do stuff with it. I can just crush it up in a blender or something. But I'm going to just go in these size strips and fill up this dehydrator as much as I can. Like I said, I'm making these kind of wide because I think that it will... I think it'll draw up as it dehydrates. These with the skin, I was going to go ahead and do them, but now that I'm getting into this with just the fruit on there, these are a lot sturdier. So I may not use these with the seeds. I may scrap that plan and just go with these that it's more of the actual flesh of the zucchini. Those seem a little more substantial than the ones that are all seeds. Okay, let me see how many of these I can get on a tray. I was able to get 6 slices on this tray, and I have 5 trays. So we're going to see how much we actually get on here. But like I said, a lot of this we're not going to use because this is just skin. We're not going to worry about that. I could dehydrate it, but I could also just throw it to the chickens or in the compost bin. It's not going to go to waste. It's not going in the garbage can. Let's be clear. These pieces that have a little bit of skin on there, I'm going to just use those. I'm not going to throw those out. But if they have a lot of skin on it, that's the ones that I'm going to kind of cull. I've already got 3 trays filled up, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm halfway through this, but we're still going. I know that I keep saying if this doesn't work, it won't be a big deal, but honestly, I really, really hope it does work because I really love using the zucchini, the zoodles. I heard Florence Pugh, the actress, she gets on Instagram every once in a while and cooks, and it's so fun watching her cook. She's just adorable. But I did not know that I knew that they call these courgettes. In England, a zucchini is a courgette. But they call it courgette instead of zoodles. Like, how adorable is that? So this is, like, this isn't courgette. But, yeah, I think that's just the cutest name. So this is a lot of the seeds up to about right here. So I'm just going to slice that, toss that out of the way. I think we're going to get most of what we've done on this dehydrator tray. Probably not all of it, but a good chunk of it. So I'm excited about that. I really, really hope this works. I keep trying to find a better way to make this stuff fit on these sheets, and I'm not really finding a great way to do it. This is the last one that we have that we can use, so I'll get this filled up and I'll get the dehydrator all set up. I have the dehydrator full, and I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to manifest that these are going to turn out a-okay, and I'm going to go ahead and cut up the rest of what we've done and just keep it in this Pyrex container. These that have a lot of skin, they're not really wide, as wide as I would like them, but I think I can go make them just a little bit longer and that'll work. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? Nah, this will go in the compost. So yeah, I'm gonna just go on this in the hopes that it's all gonna work out, and I'll have a few more ready to put in the dehydrator once I take that batch out. I also just got the brownies out of the oven. Let me tell y'all, they smell so good. I can't wait to show them to you. All right. So this will go in the fridge, and I will plan on dehydrating this later. If not, like I said, we're not out a ton of money because we grew these ourselves. So yeah, let's get this dehydrator set up. Let me bring you up here. I decided while I still had this zucchini in the food processor, I would go ahead and do these end pieces that we didn't use or that didn't work out when we tried to do the sheeter. So I'm gonna get those done. Get this probably in Ziploc baggies. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet, but it's gonna go in the freezer. If I have 2 cups worth, I'll put it in 2-cup baggies so that, because that's what we need for zucchini bread. If not, I'll just throw it in there. It's not a big deal. Or I could put it in the fridge to go in and dehydrate at the same time as the zoodles. I don't know. We're gonna do something with it. We'll come down here and just cut these up. I know I go on and on about this food processor, but I absolutely adore it. It's so handy. Oh, I guess part of it is in the sink. Oh well. Ta-da! It's about 12:30 in the afternoon. I don't know if we'll get these all the way done tonight to show you guys how they look, but if we don't, make sure to follow me on Instagram. It's at Steph's Stuff 270, and we'll look on there. I will definitely show you all an update on Instagram how these turned out. If you like this video and you're still with me, please make sure to give me a thumbs up down below. We're gonna turn around and look at these brownies. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot wait. These are still piping hot. You can see that where I put the caramel in there, that it just kind of sunk down in the batter. I don't think that's a bad thing, but I can't wait, so I'm gonna go in with the spoon and try a little bit. Okay, here's our brownies. This is a huge bite, but I wanted to get some of the caramel in there. I did. Make these brownies. If you have a lot of zucchini to use up, make these brownies. Even if you don't put the caramel in there, make them. It's so good. It doesn't taste like zucchini at all, but you, like I said, you can kind of lie to yourself a little bit and be like, they're kind of healthy. They have vegetables in them. Duh. Sorry, I need my Diet Coke. It's real good. I need Diet Coke to sponsor my whole entire life. Diet Coke and etc. And that's how I live. But anyway, we have a few more things to do that I don't think I'm going to bring you guys around for. But we're going to do, we got some green beans. Hang on, I'll show you the green beans that we got. This is our little produce haul bowl that we've got. We got some tomatoes. These are still a day or two away from being ripe, but that darn, I saw a rabbit out in the garden the other day, which we don't usually have rabbits out here because we have barn cats and all the outside dogs and stuff. But anyway, something's been taking a bite of the tomatoes. So we've been pulling these just a day or two early. We had BLTs last night for dinner. Oh my gosh, they were so good. I'm so excited that it's tomato season because, as we all know, store-bought tomatoes taste like disappointment. But We got a little mess of green beans. It's probably, I don't know, maybe about a quart of green beans. Obviously not enough to can yet. I am going to wash these up, probably wrap these in a damp paper towel, and just put them in the fridge in the crisper drawer to try to keep them fresh. I'm putting these tomatoes up until we do have enough that I can do something with. I'm hopeful maybe this weekend we'll have enough to can with. I don't know, we'll see. And oh y'all, the carrots. I had another haul out of the green stalks. I did another round of carrot harvesting, and I just cleaned those up and roasted them. I did olive oil, salt, and pepper. I roasted them in the air fryer for about 25 minutes at 400. They were so good. If you like roast carrots, try that. Try just a little salt, pepper, olive oil, coat them all real good, throw them in the air fryer, 400 for around 20-25 minutes until they get to the consistency that you like. They were spectacular. So I'm really excited to try to do more carrots in the green stalks next year. I think that was just outstanding. I would like to have enough carrots to grow, to be able to put up a good volume of carrots, but with our ground, we don't really have that option. With this red clay, it's tough. But we are looking at trying to do some more raised beds, or some raised beds. And like I said, I want to do a whole green stalk of them next year. That won't like feed us for the year or anything, but it'll be really fun. Irregardless, I just said that. My goodness. Regardless, it will be fun to have a whole green stalk of carrots. So anyway, I'm going to get these green beans cleaned up. I'm going to let this zucchini dehydrate. I'm going to try to stay out of those brownies. They're so good. I like the caramel in there too. That was a really nice touch. It did sink down. I think if I'd used like a caramel sauce and kind of swirled that in, that might have been a little bit better option. But you don't know until you try it. So we tried it. I have to clean up my mess because I'm looking over at this sink and I've dirtied up an alarming amount of dishes. So I'm going to get everything done. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share this, whatever you want to do, as long as you interact with it. It helps me out on YouTube. So thank you so much again for being with me, and I'll see you in the next video.